Good day everyone and welcome back sa lahat ng gusto matuto, hawa mataya. Our topic for today is all about Pythagorean Theorem. Now, what is Pythagorean Theorem? It is if A and B are the lengths of the legs of a right triangle and C is the length of the hypotenuse, then the sum of the squares of the length of the legs is equal to the square of the length of the hypotenuse. Medyo mahirap intindihin sa una to, class. Pero napakadali nito, class, dahil isa si Pythagorean Theorem sa mga famous theorems sa ating bansa o siguro sa mathematics world dahil siguro medyo madali nga siyang intindihin at sobrang dami niyang use pagdating sa mga problems. Now, going back, meron lang tayo dito daw na dalawang legs which is complementary silang dalawa. Papangalanan natin tong A at B. So, itong A and B class, complementary yan. So, kapag inad daw yan, or kapag ini-square sila, tapos inad sila, ang equal daw nito ay yung letter C, which is yung hypotenuse. Always remember, class, yung hypotenuse o yung letter C natin dito is yung pinaka-longest side ng ating triangle. Now, ano ang magiging formula natin? Ang magiging formula natin ay A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Ayan. So, sir, pwede po ba magkabaliktad, which is C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared? Yes, pwede magkabaliktad yan. Let's try nga, i-derive natin yung Pythagorean Theorem. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Our first step, class, for example, tinatanong tayo, find the value of C. To find the value of C, syempre, si C squared, kailangan maging C lang siya. So, para maging C lang siya, i-square natin both sides. Square root of A squared plus B squared is equal to square root of C squared. At square root of A squared plus B squared is equal to C. So, yan na yung magiging C natin. Formula for the value of C. Now, paano kapag tinanong kayo? Find the value of B squared or B. Ang first step natin, class, ay mawala yung A sa tabi ni B. Diba? So, dapat maging mag-isa lang si B. Ngayon, B squared, copy natin to. Then, transpose A squared to the right side. So, itra-transpose na natin sa A squared, magiging negative A squared siya dito. So, B squared is equal to, copy yung C squared. Then, from A squared, magiging negative A squared. Ayan. Bakit naging negative? Dahil from positive, itatranspose siya, magiging negative. Now, kung negative siya dito, edi magiging positive siya dyan. Going back, ang tinatanong sa atin is, find the value of B. Kaya i-square natin both sides. Square root of B squared is equal to square root of C squared minus A squared. Square root of B squared ay B is equal to C squared minus A squared. So, yan na yun. At ang formula naman to find the value of A, ganun din, class. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Yan ang Pythagorean formula natin, di ba? Ngayon, to find the value of A, syempre, transpose naman yung B. Kasi kanina, transpose natin yung A. Kailangan yung A naman yung maging mapag-isa. So, si A squared, iwan natin dyan. Tapos, copy natin si C squared. Si B, from B squared, magiging negative B squared. And to find the value of A, we have to square root both sides. Yan. Tapos, ano ang square root of A squared? Ang square root of A squared ay A square root of C squared minus B squared. Ayan na yung ating magiging formula. Tatlo yan. Now, let's move sa ating tanong dito or problem. 6, 8, 10. Ang tanong dito is whether the triangles with given lengths of sides are right triangles using Pythagorean Theorem. Now, ang first step talaga dito, class, is to identify or to use our common sense. Dahil sinabi nga dito sa atin ay si A and B ay complementary. Either, for example, 3 yung A natin dito at yung B naman natin ay 4. Pwedeng magkabaliktad yan, dalawa na yan. Pwedeng si B yung 3 at yung A naman yung 4. Pero always remember na yung C ang longest side natin ng ating triangle. Ngayon, kapag inad daw tong A and B natin at ini-square sila parehas, mag-i-equal daw sila sa hypotenuse. Going back, si A and B, si A is equal to 6, B is equal to 8, at C is equal to 10. Sir, paano nyo po nakuha yan? As I have said nga kanina, yung 10 yung longest natin, or yung C na hypotenuse natin yung longest. Now, si A and B, pwede magkabaliktad yan. Pwedeng ito yung 8, pwedeng ito yung 6. Going back, using the Pythagorean formula, ayan. So, ibig sabihin, substitution lang tayo dito. Yung A natin ay 6, so 6 squared, plus B squared natin ay yung 8, A squared, plus or equals sa 10 squared. So, sir, saan niyo po nakuha yan? Ito yung quadratic, ito yung Pythagorean formula natin ngayon. So, 6 squared ay 36 plus 8 squared ay 64 is equal to 10 squared, 100. 36 plus 64 ay 100. 100 is equal to 100. So, therefore, ito ay isang right triangle. So si 2, 3, 5 naman tayo. Pinuprove natin dito na kung right triangle ba itong 2, 3, 5. Si A yung 2, yung B yung 3, at si C naman yung 5. Now, using the Pythagorean Theorem, 2 squared plus 3 squared is equal to 5 squared. Ayan yan, by substitution lang. Then 2 squared ay 4, 3 squared ay 9, 5 squared ay 25. 4 plus 5, 13 is equal sa 25. Si 13 ba equal sa 25? Siyempre, hindi. So, 13 is not equal to 25. Therefore, it is not a right triangle. Alright? So, let's proceed. Given the triangle below, ito. Again, ito yung leg natin at saka itong A. Yung C pa rin yung hinahanap, class. So, si A daw yung 3, ang length daw nito is 3, at yung B naman natin ay 4. Hinahanap, ano daw ang magiging length ng ating C or yung hypotenuse natin. So, A squared ay 3 squared plus, ano ang B squared natin? 4 squared. Is equal to C squared. Ano ang C squared? Wala. Yun ang hinahanap natin dito. So, 3 squared is equal to 9 plus 4 squared is equal to 16. Bakit? Paano nakukuha yan? 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4, 16 is equal to C squared. 9 plus 16, 25. So, si 25 ngayon, class, ito na ba yung pinaka-final answer? Hindi pa, syempre. I-square root pa natin both sides. Dahil si square root of C squared, ang hinahanap kasi lang is yung value ng C. Hindi C squared, hindi C cubed, hindi C raised to the 4th power. Kung hindi, C lang. Square root of 25 is equal sa 5. Square root of C squared ay equal sa C. So therefore, yung value ng C natin ay 5. At sa mga nagtatanong, sir, hindi po ba natin lalagay ng positive and negative to? Always remember, class, na hinahanap kasi natin is length or yung measurement ng ating triangle. So, wala namang negative na measurement, di ba? Kaya, positive lang lagi ang ating ilalagay. Alright? Now, punta tayo dito. Given the triangle below, A, B, C, ganun pa rin. Yung A natin yung 5 at yung C naman natin ay 10. Ano ang hinahanap dito? Yung B. So, to find the value of B, we have to substitute first. So, yung A natin, 5 squared plus B squared, copy lang natin, equals C squared ay 10 squared. 5 squared ay equal sa 25 plus B squared. Wala tayong pwedeng gawin sa B squared. Equals 10 squared ay equal sa 100. Then after that, copy lang natin yung B squared. So B squared, copy. Then transpose positive 25 sa right side. Bakit? Para ma-evaluate natin. Now, B squared, copy, equals copy, 100 copy. Transpose natin si positive 25 to the right side, kaya magiging negative 25. B squared, copy. 100 minus 25 ay 75. Then, ano ang main goal natin? To find the value of b. Kaso, b squared pa yan, class. Kaya, ang gagawin natin ay square root natin both sides. Then, square root of b squared ay b. Ano ang square root of 75? Ngayon, tatanungin natin ang ating mga sarili, ano ba yung mga perfect square natin? 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. Stop na tayo dahil kalahati naman na ito ni 75. Now, alin kaya rito yung multiples ni 75? Yung pinakamataas, si 25, di ba? Kaya magiging square root of 25 times what? 75 divided by 25 ay equal sa 3. Then after that, copy natin yung b natin. b is equal to square root of 25 ay 5. Iwan si 3 sa loob. Ngayon, ang magiging value natin ay b is equal to square root is equal to 5 square root of 3. Then convert na lang natin yan sa decimal using the calculator. So 5 square root of 3 ang value niyan. Ngayon, class, kung nalilito kayo sa pag-evaluate ng square roots or radical expressions, magli-link down below ako ng quarter 2 week 6 module natin. So, pakibalikan yon kung medyo nalito tayo sa part na yan. Now, proceed tayo. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. C pa rin ang hinahanap dito. Now, by substitution, sir, ano po dyan yung A? Pwedeng ito yung A kung ito yung trip nyo, yung 6. Pwede rin naman ito yung B. So, pili lang kayo. Ito yung A, ito yung B. Pwede rin naman ito yung A, pwede rin naman ito yung B. Walang bearing yun. Now, going back, hinahanap lang dito is C. So, A is equal to 4, B is equal to 6, C is equal to what? Yun ang hinahanap dyan. Then, after nyan, by substitution, 4 squared plus 6 squared is equal to c squared. 4 squared ay equal sa 16 plus 6 squared is equal to 36. C squared, copy. 16 plus 36 ay 52 is equal to c squared. Now, to find the value of c, we have to extract the square root of both sides. So, square root of 52 is equal to c squared. Unahin na natin si c squared. C lang to. What is the square root of 52 ngayon? Okay? Ang listahan ng perfect square natin, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Stop na tayo kay 36 dahil lagpas kalahati na ito ng 52. Now, alin kaya dito sa mga perfect square na ito ang divisible by 52? Si 16 ba divisible? 16, 32, 48? Hindi. Si 9 ba divisible? 9, 12, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. Hindi rin. Si 4 kaya? Si 4, pwede. So, square root of 4 times what? 4 times 13. So, 4 times 13 ay equal sa 52 class. Going back, since si 4 ay isang perfect square, ang square root of 4 natin ay 2. Then, iwan si 13 is equal to c. So, therefore, ang measurement ng c natin ay 2 square root of 13. Or pwede nyo na lang itong i-calculator what is 2 square root of 13. Alright? Punta tayo dito. So, medyo pinahirapan natin ng kaunti. Again, using the quadratic formula, kung mapapansin nyo, A to, B squared, C squared. Pero X, Y, Z na to. Always remember, class, yung C natin, di ba, yung hypotenuse, yung longest side ng ating triangle. Ngayon, ano ba yung longest side natin dito? Ito yung palatandaan dyan. Itong right angle na ito, yan. So, ito yung hypotenuse natin. Going back, magkakaroon tayo ng x squared plus c squared is equal to y squared. Yan ang ating formula for this what? By substitution, class, x squared, square root of 5 squared. Yan. Plus, z squared. Ano ang z squared natin? Wala. Yan yung hinahanap natin. Then, square root of 30. What is the square root of 30? By substitution, square root of 30 squared lang. Now, square root of 5 squared, class, ay 5. Or the square root of 5 quantity squared ay equal sa 5. Plus, z squared is equal to square root of 30, quantity squared ay 30 lang din, class. Now, 5 plus z squared is equal to 30. Z squared is equal to, transpose natin yung positive 5 sa right side. So, from positive 30, copy natin. From positive 5, magiging negative 5. Copy si z squared, 30 minus 5, 25. Ito na ba yung pinakasagot natin, class? Malapit na. Ang gagawin na lang natin ay extract the square root of both sides. Square root of z squared ay equal sa z. Square root of 25 ay equal sa 5. So therefore, the value of c is going to be 5. Tapos, ang square root of 5 naman ito. At ito yung square root of 30. So that's it, class. Now, math saya drill tayo. Paki-pause muna, sagutan natin. Bibilang ako ng 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's it, class. Congratulations sa mga nakakuha ng tamang sagot. And good luck sa ating quarter 3, week 8 modules.